Good morning students. Today we are going to discuss the topic about speed and velocity. So let us first discuss about uniform motion and non-uniform motion. So when a body will be said to be in uniform motion. So if a body covers equal distance in equal intervals of time, then we will say that the body is in uniform motion. Whereas if the body does not cover equal distance in equal intervals of time, then we will say that the body is in non-uniform motion. So uniform motion means we are going for the uniformity in its motion. Let us take the example. Suppose there are two bodies, body A and body B, and the bodies A and B are covering distances during this time intervals. So from this example we will understand the uniform motion and non-uniform motion. So see, the timing is like this: 9:30, 9:45, 10 am and 10:15. So the body travels from 9:30 to 10:15. So first let us discuss about body A. Body A, what is the time interval between these timings? The time interval is 15 minutes. 9:30 to 9:45, 15 minutes interval. Again 9:45 to 10 am, 15 minute interval. Again 10 am to 10:15 am, 15 minutes interval. That means here we are taking equal intervals of time. Again let us see what is the distance travelled by the body A. For the at 9:30 it has been covered a distance of 10 meter. For the next 15 minute it is covering how much distance? No, 10 meter. That means 20 minus 10, again 10 meter. Again for next 15 minutes, how much distance is travelled by him? The distance is again 10 meter. Again for next 15 minutes, it is also coming 10 minutes. So for equal intervals of time, the distance is also equal. That means for 15 minutes of interval, the distance travelled by him is 10 meter. So here we have seen that for 15-minute interval, the body is covering 10 meter distance. So the motion travelled by body A undergoes a uniform motion. That means equal distance in equal intervals of time. Whereas in case of body B, it is not covering equal distances in equal intervals of time. For the first, you see, for first 15 minutes it is covering 7 meter. For the next 15 minutes it is covering 4 meter. For the next 15 minutes it is covering 12 meter. So for the first 15 minutes 7, for the second 15 minutes it is covering 4 meter. For the third it is covering 12 meter. So equal distances has not been covered by body B in equal intervals of time. So the body B is undergoes a non-uniform motion, whereas the distance or the motion by body A is undergoes a uniform motion. So this is the idea regarding uniform motion and non-uniform motion. Now our topic is specially regarding speed and velocity. So what do you mean by speed? Speed tells us the rate of motion. Rate of motion means is it faster or is it slower? So in order to know about the speed of a body, we are going for the formula, that is the speed can be termed as the ratio of total distance by total time. So what is the formula for distance? Speed, that is the ratio of total distance to total time. So we will define the speed as distance travelled in unit time. What is the distance travelled by the body in unit time? So let us go for the same example. For the first case, what is the time here? What is the time interval? The time interval is 15 minutes. So the time is 15 minutes, whereas what is the distance travelled by him? The distance is your 10 meter. 20 minus 10, that is the total distance is 10 meter, and the time is total is 15 minutes. So what is the speed then? Then we can say that the speed will be total distance. What is the distance? 10 by what is the time? No, 15. So 15 meter per minute. So in this way we can calculate the speed of a body. Total distance by total time. So as we had discussed about scalar quantity and vector quantity. Hence speed is a scalar quantity. It does not require direction. It requires only magnitude. So it is a scalar quantity. Next, so we know that what is speed? Now it tells about the rate of motion, and it is a scalar quantity. We require only magnitude. We need not to specify its direction. Then we are going for another term, that is our average speed. What is average speed? It comes when the motion is non-uniform. Whenever we are going for non-uniform case, at that time we have to define what is average speed. See, in this case, here in this case, for uniform motion, for each 15 minutes, your speed will be same. Okay, that means if I am going for this first interval, it is coming 10 by 15. For this second case, if I will go, it will again come 10 by 15. For the next case, if I will go, it will come 10 by 15 minutes. That means for each interval, the speed will also comes same. But in case of non-uniform motion, here we have to define the average speed. That means at each interval of time, the distance is varying, so the speed will also vary. So for that case, for non-uniform motion case, we are going for average speed. In order to find out the average speed, we are again going for the same formula, total distance by total time. So total distance by total time, and suppose you are going for this total time. So we will go that the time, total time is 45 minutes, and here the distance will be different. This total time will be over. So for non-uniform case, we will have average speed, and the total distance by total time, we will get the average speed. That means for each interval, the value may be different, but we are assigning a particular value for a particular time interval for non-uniform motion case. Then what is the unit to measure the speed? The unit will be meter per second, and which is a SI unit. That means we are taking this unit universally. Meter per second. Meter is for distance and second is for time. So the unit of speed is meter per second. Then we will discuss about velocity. So speed and velocity. The basic difference between speed and velocity is that whenever we are defining the direction with speed, we are saying that is a velocity. That's why I have written here that speed plus direction will give you the velocity. So velocity will be a vector quantity, because we have to define the direction. Next thing, that velocity can be changed by changing speed or direction or both. Suppose we are defining a velocity like this. Velocity is 5 meter per second towards east. So a body is moving with a velocity 5 meter per second towards east. Means per second it is covering 5 meter distance. So if I am saying that velocity can be changed, so velocity can be changed by changing speed. Means suppose the body's velocity increases, means speed increases. So it becomes, after some time it is becoming 6 meter per second. So the velocity term changed due to the changing speed, and it will also change by direction. Suppose now the body is moving with 5 meter per second but towards west, then we will say that the velocity will change because we change the direction. Or we can say that by changing both speed and direction, velocity will also change. So again we have to define average velocity case. Whenever we are having non-uniform case, we will again have the average velocity. So for variable velocity, we have the formula that total displacement by total time, and if the velocity is changing at a uniform rate, then we have the formula V average is equals to U plus V by 2, where U is the initial velocity and V is the final velocity of the body, and the sum of these two divided by 2 can also give you the average velocity formula. So let us try to know more about the difference between speed and velocity. What is the basic difference between them? So speed and velocity, for a single case, that is linear motion case, we can say that the speed and velocity will be same. But for other cases, it may be same or may not be same. Suppose a body is moving from here to here. So this is its initial position and it is its final position. And what is the distance travelled by him? So the distance is 5 meter. So what will be the 5 meter in suppose 5 seconds? So what is the speed here? The speed will be, total distance is 5 meter and the time is 5 seconds. So the speed will be 1 meter per second. And if I will go for its velocity, the velocity magnitude will also same. Now what is the formula for velocity? Total displacement by total time. What is the displacement of the body? The displacement will be again 5 meter by time is 5 seconds. So 1 meter per second. Now again we have to define the direction, that is towards east. So for the linear motion case, the speed and velocity will have same magnitude. Let us take another case. Suppose there is a body which initial position is like this and it is moving like this, and this is its final position. And what is the total distance travelled by him? Suppose the total distance is 10 meter and it takes 5 seconds to cover this 10 meter. So what will be the speed? The speed will be, what is the total distance? 10 by what is the total time? 5. So the answer will be 2 meter per second. But if we will go for now velocity, What is the formula for velocity? It is total displacement by total time. So displacement formula is what? Final position minus initial, the shortest distance between the initial and final position. So here the displacement, suppose the distance from here to here is 5 meter. So in place of displacement I will write 5 divided by what is the time taken by the body to move from here to here. Same 5. So 5. So it will be your 1 meter per second towards east. So for this case we found that the velocity of speed and the the speed value and the velocity value does not come equal. So this is the basic idea regarding speed and velocity. Speed requires only magnitude, whereas velocity requires both magnitude and direction. If magnitude of speed or direction changes, then velocity will also change, and only for the case of linear motion the speed and velocity will be equal. So go through this topic. Next class we will discuss about acceleration. Thank you, students.